Which part of it troubled you most or excited you most?
The part that excited me most says first that we are living in exponential times, and that part of what, as in someone enrolls in school, part of what you learn in your first year, by your third year it becomes outdated.
Anyone else? You want to share anything that struck you? Any business people here? What troubles you about it?
What struck me the most was how internet is. Its reach and its usefulness is growing at a very fast rate.
Anyone else? Should I tell you what strikes me most? Should I tell you what? Unpredictability of change. It means if you won't change, change will happen. So if your business is into supply, for example, if you are supplying a particular line of products, it is possible that in 2 years' time, that business will be wiped out. If you were supplying typewriters 10 years ago, what will happen now? If you were supplying Polaroid cameras, what would happen to you? You know Polaroid cameras? Think about it. If you were selling Nokia 3310, and you are still selling it now, who will buy? So what's the implication on the business that you work for or the business you run? With the light of this, I will share you. Let's run. Let's roll. I've set the motion. I've set the tempo. Okay? So why are we here? We are here because we want to understand what it takes for business to succeed, but what it takes for you to help the business you are in to succeed. So businesses fail for many reasons. Okay? They fail for many reasons. Some of the reasons why business fails is because the idea was wrong in the first place. Another reason why business fails is because maybe it's not you to run the business. How skilled are you? Imagine if you decide that, in this particular area there are a lot of workmen, there's a lot of construction, you decide to open a fast food restaurant. Now, if there are workmen that earn daily labor, they are paid daily wages, and you open a 5-star restaurant there, would they come? But if a woman with just one basin of rice shows up there and she sells food at 10 naira a spoon, what will happen to that woman? She will come back with her village. All of them will be helping her what? To sell. So there are many reasons why business, there are so many. Maybe you are not even the right person. Maybe yes, it's the right business, the idea is great, but maybe you don't have the skills. Or the people around you do not have them. Or maybe they have them, but you have the wrong customers. You are selling to the wrong people. If we are doing this seminar to people who work in the garage, would they be interested? They might be interested if you bring it down to their level in a different way. But that an idea jumps into your head does not turn it into profit. And it's not every business that you know that you should do. Sometimes your timing is wrong. There are some businesses that are in season. And those that come in fast and leave fast are the ones that benefit. Who's going to be great selling pure water right now? Do you know? Are you sure? Do you know anyone who's selling pure water that is very big from selling pure sachet water? Do you know anyone? That's very, very big now, selling sachet water. And if he enters into the market now, let me even talk. I'm not talking of those who started. Somebody now wakes up and says, the business I want to do is sachet water. Do you think anyone will be interested in giving him money for that? Why?
It's not the season. It's not the season. Now the season.
Anyone else want to share?
I think the market is saturated already.
That's the right word. The market is what? Saturated. What of recharge cards? Except you want to become a major distributor. And if you want to become a major distributor, what's the challenge there? So there are many reasons why businesses fail. Some of them, you have the right people, you have people that are skilled, but they don't share the same values with your business. Let's say one of your values is that you will never cheat a customer. We now have people who, in their own nature, are inherently cheats. And anytime the customer tells you, I have a complaint, I want to see the owner of this business, guess what they will tell the person? The owner is never around. I'm the most senior person here. The defaulter, the culprit is the most senior person always in many Nigerian businesses. It's time to rethink what kind of businesses you run. So sometimes, like, let me try to just say some things to madam. Sometimes it may just be that you have the wrong people who come in and they see you as a stopgap to where they are going. Even if you are in a place for one day, add value that when you leave, you become the gold standard. Because it is not so much as length, but as depth. The reason I can go back to some businesses that I've had dealings with is because for the little time I stayed there, I left so much value that they come asking. That we know you are very busy, but can you spare us? We know you will not take this much, but can you help us? It's all about the value you create. Many people say business, the aim of business is to create profit, isn't it? To make money. But how do you make money? You make money when you have satisfied customers that pay you what? Money. But how do you get the customers if you don't create them? When you start a business, do you start a business with a customer? No, you have no customer. You're starting from zero, isn't it? So you start acquiring the first customer. Maybe it's your neighbor, maybe it's your relative, maybe it's your spouse, maybe it's your sister, your brother. That's the first customer you have. But after creating the customer, what must you do? You must keep the customer. Because then you must move your customers to be loyal customers enough to tell their friends. Imagine let me give you a simple example. A family wants to go out to eat. It's a family, meaning there are many choices. And they all have different places they want to go. You know, it's possible for a particular person to convince everybody to go to a particular place. Because I may be more passionate about where I want all of us to go than you are passionate about where you want us to go. So at the end of the day, it is all about creating and keeping what? A customer. If you create and keep a customer, it will find value for you by exchanging that relationship with money. So it's not about the money, it's about the customer who is central to the resources. Someone once told me that all the money you want in life are in people's pockets and in their bank accounts. But how do you get them to happily draw it out and give it to you? How do you get them? And how do you get them to draw money out and give you consistently over and over and over again? Somebody wakes up every morning and says that if they don't eat your bread, that they are not eating. And so you can be sure that in 365 days, we will sell 365 loaf of bread to this person. So I would assume that you must have heard of an iPad. Who has not heard of an iPad here? Let me hear. You must have heard of an iPad. Okay. Do you know that some people wait endlessly for days outside shops anytime there's a new release? Anytime there's a new version of an iPad, some people will be wait for days, line up in shops, sleeping outside. Why? They want to be the first to buy what? An iPad that will be available for everybody to buy. But their own problem is that no, we want to be the first to what? Get this new version. I already have the old version. It's not enough. I want to be the first to have the new version. That's what you call a captive market. Before they produce the next set, they are sure that we are sure X amount of people will buy this one. So they can project their revenues. Even before what? Before they produce. Do you have a captive market? And does the organization you work for have a captive market? Do you? You have a certain number of people that you are sure, if it is your line of business, that it is you that will get their business 90% of the time. And not that you will get the business when the others, the preferred people, are not available. We've talked about the role of change, isn't it? But what is important is that change happens in so many ways. Sometimes the change is information. The way, if I wanted to get information before Google, what did I do? I had to ask and look for an old encyclopedia and check, and I may never find. Nowadays, someone's asking you, where's the address of so place? You are telling him, Google it. Why are you asking me? Why label me for something that is already available somewhere? But you are making a mistake that is available on Google. It's only available on Google because someone else has put it there. Isn't it? So if no one else has put it, and it turns out, I've seen people abuse Google. It's not even on Google. And I'm saying to myself, do you realize it was people that created that content that you are reading? How much content have you created and put online? Let me ask us here. Apart from Facebook, that's not content. Well, that's not what I'm saying. And how much content? You've written an article. You've done something, you uploaded it up, and people have downloaded it somewhere to read. How many of you? Most people. Sir, can you share with us what you've done?
Okay, my name is Ifeanyi Abraham. I work with business analytics and strategy for Iroko Partners Limited. So I'm a writer. First of all, I write, I blog, and I write for several websites and bodies. In Iroko Partners Limited, I write several articles and several stuff. I think my latest article was on the American elections.